What happens when the loudest person in the room falls for the quietest? You and I Are Polar Opposites is the kind of rom-com that sneaks up on you. At first glance, it looks like just another run-of-the-mill high school opposites attract story, but instead of leaning into misunderstandings and forced drama, this anime does something refreshing. It lets the characters communicate, awkwardly, honestly, painfully so, but they get to communicate. And that's the main point here. What you get is a rom-com that feels warm, sincere, and surprisingly realistic. One that understands that being different doesn't mean being incompatible. So today, let's talk about why You and I Are Polar Opposites might be one of the most quietly charming romance animes out there. You and I Are Polar Opposites is a high school rom-com about two classmates whose personalities could not be more different, and yet they find themselves drawn to each other. Miyu Suzuki is a cheerful, outgoing girl who worries a lot about what others think about her, as typical of most people in high school, not just females, and often tries to fit in with everyone. Yusuke Tani, aka Tani, is her desk mate, a reserved, introverted boy who speaks his mind bluntly and doesn't care about social expectations. Suzuki has a big crush on Tani but can't express her feelings easily because of her self-doubt, while Tani, despite seeming indifferent, actually has feelings for her. But in the end, Miyu finally finds the courage to ask the question, and to her surprise, Tani reciprocates these feelings as the two start exploring their newly minted relationship, learning to communicate despite their very different approaches to life and love. There's also side romances between Tani and Miyu's classmates/friends. The story capitalizes on awkward, funny, and heartfelt moments as each character tries to understand their own feelings amongst their own relationships. Let's start with the good stuff, and my first big good point is how heartwarming and genuine this romance is. Yes, things get awkward, as they should with young love, or when you're in love, not that I'd know. This romance stays real and I respect that. The characters also feel grounded in reality, with Suzuki's anxious behavior of trying to be the best girlfriend to Tani feeling relatable and sweet. Something that I suspect most guys can relate to as well when they want to be their best for their significant other. It also has this cozy, comforting vibe thanks to the art style, which plays more into this slice of life aspect as the two lovebirds go through their everyday life in high school, which is relaxing, but the reason why it works is because Suzuki's personality and her awkward interactions with Tani have more flavor in it, unlike Tsukigakure, where you're watching two teenagers get awkward about liking each other. Look, if you like Tsukigakure, good for you, but if the focus wasn't on the romance between Kotaro and Akane, then I found it really boring. I especially didn't like the other two characters, the track team leader and that other girl were trying to butt into this relationship, even though they knew the two were taken. They just felt like you know, I'm not gonna lie, they were like straight like she even cried about it, yo. Like damn, what a friend. Anyways, then you have the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, which does the exact same thing but way better and way more entertaining than You and I Are Polar Opposites, which actually leads to my negative points. Now, onto the bad, there's really only two negative points I have against this anime. One is minor and one is major. My minor complaint is that episode 4 and the first half of episode 5 is quite frankly boring. Not much really happens, but the second half of the season completely makes up for it as it picks up the pace and gets more into the relationships that are occurring around Tani, Suzuki, and their friends. So I can forgive that, but it's a minor complaint for me. The major complaint, on the other hand, is the cringeworthy humor that is plagued throughout the show. Here are some examples.
Holler if you need a cup of sugar, neighbor! Freeze, bitches! Ready! Thought you guys were a junkie couple and were either gonna mug me or suck face. Fucking home alone together! We're a real couple!
Overall, it's a very good anime that's more of a slice of life with a side of comedy that, while being sometimes cringeworthy, still manages to write a romance that feels real without compromising too much on the entertainment value, or specifically without losing your attention, for the most part. If this had come out before The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, which is similar in its story but way better, I would have given this like an 8.5 or a 9, but it came out afterwards and it becomes a lot harder for me to judge You and I Are Polar Opposites when I absolutely love The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, so because of that, I'm gonna give it a flat 8 out of 10. The cringe-worthy humor really hurt the way that I would rate it, so I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. But other than that, it's a very solid romance. But it won't be the best romance of 2026 because Blue Box Season 2 is coming out, and if you haven't already read the manga, what most likely is gonna happen, I'm pretty sure, they're probably gonna cover the Chi and Taiki, confession, and then them becoming an official couple. So, the romance in that show is gonna ramp up a lot when Season 2 comes out. It's possible that it could be something else because there's a lot of especially in spring 2026, there's gonna be a lot of rom-coms and romances coming out, so one could pop out that surprises everybody. But even though You and I Are Polar Opposites is probably not going to be the best romance, being behind Blue Box is not a bad place to be. And that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe for more anime breakdowns and reviews. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Civ Senpai signing out. Peace.